those moves can't be taught in training. His elusiveness. It's heaven sent!
2024 is shaping up to be a stellar year for anime, with an exciting lineup of shows already making waves. Bold new stories and fresh takes are capturing the attention of fans worldwide, and there's something for everyone. Welcome back to Animeology. Today we've put together a list of some of the best new anime of 2024 to help you sort through what's worth watching. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 20, Elusive Samurai.
That is the moment.
Samurais can be more than a bunch of rowdy troublemakers. Sometimes there's a deeper meaning, especially when the matter is about one's own family. Tokiyuki Hojo, a carefree noble, was more interested in hiding under the table than wielding a sword. He was the ultimate master of evasion, dodging responsibilities like a ninja dodging arrows. But when tragedy struck, his peaceful existence was shattered. His family was wiped out, and he was left alone, haunted by guilt. Enter Yorishige Suwa, a mysterious priest with a prophecy. Tokiyuki would become a great hero, but there was a catch. He wouldn't be saving the world with a flashy sword or powerful magic. Instead, he would be saving it by, well, running away. Tokiyuki, once a master of hiding, now had a new purpose: to avenge his family. But instead of facing his enemies head-on, he would outsmart them, outmaneuver them, and outlast them. It's a tale of a samurai who defied expectations, proving that even the most unlikely heroes can make a difference, one strategic retreat at a time. Number 19, a nobody's way up to an exploration hero. From zero to hero, a tale as old as time, and the black-haired swordsman this time is Kaito Takagi. He's the invisible kid in class, the one who always sits in the back row and prefers to stay under the radar. He spends his days exploring dungeons in Japan, not for fame or fortune, but for a little extra cash to buy his favorite ramen. And if you think that's boring, you haven't met the slimes. One day, while hunting down these gooey creatures, Kaito stumbles upon something extraordinary: a golden slime, the rarest of its kind. After defeating it, he finds a mysterious card that can summon mythical beings. With a stroke of fate, Kaito summons a stunning warrior maiden who's basically the opposite of everything he is. She's flashy, confident, and has a sword that could probably cut through a mountain. Now, Kaito's ordinary explorer life is about to take a turn. He's no longer just a guy who hunts slimes for pocket change. He's got a powerful ally by his side and a chance to become a true hero. Number 18, Shoshimin, How to Become Ordinary.
完全なる小市民への飛躍を始めるのだ。
Time to go back from hero to zero. But this time, we're not in a fantasy world, but between the corners of an ordinary classroom. In this classroom, there's a guy named Jogoro Kobato, the self-proclaimed problem solver who's more like a problem creator. He's got a knack for turning a simple sneeze into a global crisis, but now he's on a mission to become the most boring person on Earth, and he's dragged by his shy friend Yuki Osanai along for the ride. Their plan is simple: blend in, be invisible, and avoid any drama whatsoever. But Kobato's detective skills, which are about as subtle as a bull in a china shop, keep getting in the way. You're trying to teach a cat to stay put when there's a laser pointer involved.
さっき言ってたね。お前ら付き合ってるならわかるだろうって。
But caught in the middle of mundane mysteries, from missing pencils to disappearing lunchboxes, it's getting harder for them to stay put. And just when they think they finally managed to fly under the radar, something unexpected always seems to come along and blow their cover. Number 17, Days with My Stepsister.
今日は久しぶりに買い物できたし、結構楽しかったよ。
No spice, no chilies, this one hits straight in the heart. Think of a world where everyone's got a spicy romance brewing and you're stuck in a pot of lukewarm tea. That's Yuta Asamura's life in a nutshell. His dad remarries and he gets a stepsister who's the school's poster child for beauty queen. But they've both learned the hard way about the pitfalls of relationships, so they decide to keep things platonic, a comfortable distance as they put it. Saki, the stepsister, is used to being independent, a lone wolf, if you will. Yuta, on the other hand, is a bit unsure of himself, especially around girls. As time goes by, their friendship blossoms, a gentle, heartwarming kind of love. It's the kind of relationship that doesn't need fireworks or dramatic declarations. It's just two people finding comfort in each other's company, one day at a time. Number 16, I Parry Everything.
Parry!
Monsters parried, life parried, your love parried. Nor, the human equivalent of a walking, talking parry button, stumbles into the royal capital with all the grace of a bull in a china shop. While the kingdom is on the brink of war, Nor's got a more pressing matter on his mind, becoming an adventurer. His skills, well, let's just say he's the king of avoiding conflict. If you're looking for someone to deflect a flying missile or a particularly awkward conversation, Nor's your guy. But adventuring, that's a whole different ballgame. He might be able to parry 1,000 swords in a blink, but can he parry a dragon's fiery breath? Or, more importantly, can he parry a particularly annoying princess who keeps insisting he join her on a quest? It's like watching a fish try to climb a tree, except the fish is really good at deflecting things. Number 15, Makeine, too many losing heroines.
What if I was the main character?
Kazuhiko Nukumizu, the ultimate background character, is about to have his world turned upside down. Imagine being the invisible guy in the corner, minding your own business, when suddenly you're thrust into the center of a teenage soap opera. Our hapless protagonist, Kazuhiko, finds himself caught in a whirlwind of girl drama. There's Anna, the heartbroken childhood friend, Lemon, the athletic heartthrob, and Chika, the shy bookworm. It's a love triangle that's more like a love pentagon, and Kazuhiko is the unwitting center of it all. As he tries to navigate this emotional minefield, Kazuhiko realizes that being a background character isn't always such a bad thing.
That's it. This girl is completely, utterly...
He's got a front row seat to the drama without any of the emotional baggage, and who knows, maybe he'll even find love in the most unexpected of places. Number 14, why does nobody remember me in this world? What do you do when everyone else but you gets diagnosed with amnesia? The world is about to go down, yet here they are, blissfully unaware of the impending doom. Kai, our protagonist, is the lone survivor of a collective memory lapse. So, this is a world where humanity was once the dominant force, but now, thanks to a cosmic glitch or a particularly potent batch of forget-me-nots, everyone's got amnesia. Dragons are ruling the roost, demons are lurking in the shadows, and humans are basically the equivalent of houseplants. Kai, a forgotten soul in a world of forgotten souls, finds himself thrust into a reality where he's the only one who remembers the good old days. But instead of wallowing in self-pity, Kai decides to take matters into his own hands. Armed with the sword and martial skills of the legendary hero Sid, he sets out to break free from this rewritten fate. Number 13, the Osan Newbie adventurer, trained to death by the most powerful party, became invincible. What can't training achieve in anime? It feels like the solution to every problem is a little dose of over-the-top physical exertion. Rick Gladiolo, our 30-year-old grandpa, decides to trade in his medicines for swords and spells. After a chance encounter with Rionette, a member of the legendary party Orichalcum Fist, Rick is thrown into a training regimen that would make a Spartan weep. 2 years later, he emerges from the metaphorical crucible, looking more like a walking, talking statue of determination than a human. but in this anime world, magic power peaks around 20, so while Rick might be a physical powerhouse, he's essentially a late bloomer in the magical department. That doesn't stop him from proving his worth though. Number 12, the strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human. Y'all are out here figuring your lives out while this guy is casually playing 4D chess with the Demon Lord and Empire. Issue is, he's actually winning. Ike, the human who's managed to infiltrate the ranks of the Demon Lord's army, is a walking contradiction. He's got the magical prowess to rival the most powerful demons, but he's secretly a human, a species that the demons have been at war with for centuries. Growing up under the tutelage of a demon warlock, Ike soaked up knowledge like a sponge. He learned about an ancient civilization that ruled the land once upon a time, and he discovered a hidden talent for magic that even the demons are envious of. With his newfound skills, he's risen through the ranks of the demon army, leading his brigade to victory after victory. But Ike's ultimate goal isn't to conquer the world for the demons, it's to bring peace between the humans and demons, to stop the war that's been raging for far too long. He knows the risk, the consequences of being discovered, but he's willing to risk everything to achieve his dream. It's a high-stakes game of chess, and Ike's playing with the fate of 2 entire races. Number 11, Pseudo Harum. It's a harem, but is it a harem? Hard to tell, but when it comes to Eiji Kitahama, the line between reality and fantasy blurs as thin as a rice paper screen. Eiji, the average high school guy with average dreams, stumbles upon his own personal fairy tale when Rin Nanakura, a talented junior in the drama club, offers to help him achieve his lifelong goal, to have a harem of girls fawning over him. Rin, a master of disguise, transforms into a variety of personalities, each more captivating than the last. From the teasing tomboy to the calm and collected beauty, she's a one-woman show, creating a simulated harem that would make even the most experienced Casanova green with envy. As their bond grows stronger, Rin expands her repertoire, seamlessly switching between characters while enjoying the sweet simplicity of high school life. But beneath the facade of these fictional personas, a genuine connection begins to form, and the real Rin Nanakura emerges, determined to win Eiji's heart not with a script, but with sincerity. Number 10, 2.5-dimensional seduction. Goodbye logic, welcome dreams. When it comes to relationships, Masamune Okumura is a walking contradiction. In his world, anime and manga characters are more real to you than the people sitting next to you. He's so deep into the fictional world of Liliel, an angelic character from his favorite series, that it's almost like he's living in a 2.5-dimensional reality. Then along comes Ririsa, a cosplay enthusiast who's as passionate about Liliel as he is. She's basically a real-life version of his favorite character, and he's both fascinated and terrified by her. As they delve deeper into the world of cosplay, Masamune starts to see the appeal of bringing fictional characters to life, but can his heart truly love someone who's essentially a costume? And then there's Mikari, his childhood friend who's determined to win his heart by becoming a cosplayer herself. It's a real love triangle, but everyone's obsessed with fictional characters. Number 9, my dear friend Nootan. Yeah, just forget about it. Toriko Koshi, the school's golden girl, is like a perfectly wrapped present, beautiful, desirable, and hiding something truly terrible inside. She's the student council president, a shining beacon of academic excellence, but her past is a secret so dark, a black hole sucking in all her hopes of a normal life. Enter Noko Shikanoko, the dear girl with a nose for trouble. She's like a loose cannon, always ready to fire off a random comment that could potentially blow Toriko's cover. To keep her secret safe, Toriko must play along with Noko's crazy schemes, even becoming the president of a deer club. It's like being forced to join a cult, but with less chancing and more hoof prints. And if she fails, well, let's just say her reputation will go from shining star to supernova, but not in a good way. Number 8, Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian.
Why are you sitting there calling me a cutie? I understood that, both times.
This is a world where everyone's got their act together, except for Masachika. This guy's the epitome of underachieving student, spending more time staring at his phone than paying attention in class. But somehow, against all odds, he catches the eye of Alia, the solitary princess who's the envy of every other student. Alia's a walking, talking, eye-catching masterpiece. She's got the looks, the grace, and the reputation to match.
Sorry, she's taken, boys.
And here's the twist, she's got a secret. While she's constantly giving Masachika a hard time for his lazy ways, she's actually hiding her true feelings behind a smokescreen of Russian compliments. And guess who's fluent in Russian? Yep, you guessed it, Masachika. So while everyone else is clueless, he's in on the joke, kind of like a secret handshake between two people in a world of miscommunication. And as their unconventional friendship blossoms, it's clear that sometimes the best way to hide your feelings is to speak a language no one else understands. Number 7, a journey through another world, raising kids while adventuring. You're chillin', minding your own business, when suddenly a god drops to his knees, begging your forgiveness. Turns out, he accidentally killed you. As a consolation prize, he offers you a chance to live in another world, but being the clumsy deity he is, he accidentally drops you in the middle of a dangerous forest. To make matters worse, you stumble upon a pair of adorable lost children. Being the good Samaritan you are, you decide to take them under your wing. So there you have it, a former human, now a guardian of 2 kids, navigating a world filled with monsters and magic. But through it all, you find a sense of purpose and a love for these kids that you never knew you had. It's a heartwarming tale of unexpected family, friendship, and the occasional epic battle with a dragon. Number 6, no longer allowed in another world.
That is... Huh?
Sensei is a writer, not a warrior, and his only ambition was to die tragically with his lover. But then, life decided to throw him a curveball, a truck, a dimensional rift, and a whole new world of trouble. Suddenly, he's an adventurer, a demon slayer, the chosen one. But Sensei's not having it. He's more interested in finding his lover Sachan than saving the world.
Stalwart barrier of holy light! Shield!
So, he sets off on a quest, accompanied by a martial artist named Tama and a priestess named Annette who's clearly got a thing for him. As they wander through this strange new land filled with monsters and magical creatures, they discover a shocking truth. The real danger isn't the demons, it's the humans. And Sensei, the reluctant hero, might be the only one who can stop them. Number 5, Dalia in Bloom, crafting a fresh start with magical tools. So, you're reborn in a world where magic is as common as breathing, but why are you still expected to punch a clock? After a particularly grueling work week in her previous life, she wakes up as a noble woman, ready to embrace a life of luxury. But instead of lounging by the pool sipping tea, she inherits her father's workshop and a mountain of magical tools. Dalia, being the resourceful soul she is, decides to put her previous life experience to good use. She starts tinkering with magical gadgets, creating inventions that are both practical and innovative. Think of her as the magical equivalent of a DIY queen, turning old tools into new wonders. As time goes by, Dalia becomes a renowned magic artificer, her creation sought after by nobles and adventurers alike. But life has a way of throwing curveballs. Even in a world of magic, her father suddenly passes away, and her fiancé, the apprentice she once loved, betrays her. With the support of her friends and a newfound determination, Dalia sets out to prove that even a single woman can make a name for herself in a world dominated by men. She's armed with her skills, her courage, and a whole lot of magical tools. Number 4, Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. The whole class gets isekai'd. Cool enough. Everyone gets cool spells and abilities. Nice. Your turn comes. Can't wait. You got poison. And paralyzed? What the heck? That's Toka Mimori's life in a nutshell. He's the weakest among his classmates, and the goddess who summoned them is a total jerk. She basically throws him into a deadly labyrinth and tells him to figure it out. But Toka's not your average loser. He's got a secret weapon, his abnormal state skill. It's like having a cheat code in a game where you're supposed to be losing. He can poison his enemies, paralyze them, and basically turn them into living statues. It's pretty badass, actually. As Toka ventures deeper into the labyrinth, he discovers that his weakness is actually his greatest strength. His low-level spells become more powerful, and he gains new abilities that complement his unique playstyle. He also makes some new friends along the way, which is always nice. With his newfound power and a burning desire for revenge, Toka sets his sights on the cruel goddess who betrayed him. It's a battle of the underdogs, a showdown between the weak and the mighty, and you can bet that Toka's going to come out on top, one low-level spell at a time. Number 3, Bye Bye Earth.
That's it!
Imagine a world where rabbits can talk, foxes can wear suits, and cats have a penchant for knitting. Now, picture yourself as the only human in this furry, scaly, and feathered utopia. That's Belle LeBlanc's unfortunate reality. She's the faceless one, the oddball who sticks out like a sore thumb in a sea of fur. With a heart full of longing and a sword as tall as she is, Belle sets off on a quest to find her place in this bizarre animal kingdom. It's like a human trying to navigate a dog park, but with dragons and talking trees thrown into the mix. Can she overcome the challenges, find her roots, and maybe even make a few furry friends along the way? Or will she be forever the outsider, a human lost in a world of animals? Depends on her mood. Number 2, Suicide Squad Isekai. Amanda Waller, the woman who's seen more supervillains than any therapist, is starting to run out of ideas. The Joker and Harley Quinn are on a rampage, Gotham's a mess, and she's got a portal to another world that's about as reliable as a politician's promise. So, what does she do? She gathers her usual crew of misfits, miscreants, and morally questionable individuals, and sends them on a suicide mission. Deadshot, Peacemaker, Clayface, King Shark, and Harley Quinn are the unlucky few who get the pleasure of being hurled into a world filled with orcs, magic, and a whole lot of unexpected chaos. It's like a reality TV show gone horribly wrong. The team crashes, fights, and then gets captured by a bunch of orcs who look like they've been practicing their meanest face in a mirror. And to top it all off, they're all wearing explosive collars that would make a bomb squad nervous. Number 1, Wistoria, Wand and Sword.
The answer is yes.
Sometimes you don't need a successor, but a lone sword that can fight alongside you. In a world where everyone's waving wands like they're conducting a magical symphony, Will Surfort is the one playing a rusty old kazoo. The dude has no magic, not even a drop of it. While everyone else is casting fireballs and summoning lightning, he's here, hacking away at monsters with a sword that's seen more rust than spells. But don't let his lack of magical flair fool you. Will's got a heart of gold and a sword that's sharper than his wit. He's a lone wolf, a warrior in a world of wizards, and he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. His goal? To become a Magia Vander, the beings tasked with holding the sky. But without magic, that's kinda hard, don't you think?